Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman. I recently bought a DolceVita, slightly smaller than the one that I used to own, and it's quartz. And I also have the Hamilton Boulton. So tonight we're going to look at this watch side by side with this watch. So let us begin. Alright, so here is the Hamilton Boulton and the Longines DolceVita side by side. And you can see the lug to lug is very similar on them. The Hamilton is a little bit longer, and the main difference is in the width of the case. However, this is a tonneau shaped watch and this is actually a tank style watch. As you can see, they both have Roman numerals. The hands on them look great. They both have sub-seconds. The Boulton has an interesting curving case, which makes it really hug the wrist, and that was one of the things that I liked about it when I decided to sell off my old DolceVita and buy this watch. I had an opportunity to borrow Nick's Boulton, so I got to see it in the flesh before actually buying it. Everything on this watch, with the exception of the top and bottom of the case back there, is curved. There are no straight lines anywhere. As you can see, it's nice and thin. It isn't a thick watch at all. The crystal has a great curve to it. The DolceVita does not curve like the Boulton does. However, the shape of the case does curve on the top there. And this particular DolceVita is nice and thin. The one that I used to own was thicker than this. So this watch actually hugs the wrist pretty well. I really appreciate the thinner case. There's a little bit of decoration on the sides of the case there, kind of Art Deco-y, and the crystal is just stunning. So it just curves this way, but it's straight. The Boulton's curves in all directions. Both of these watches have fairly small crowns on them. The Boulton is nice because it does have a grip to it. That is the one thing that's rough about this crown. However, this particular DolceVita is quartz, so you don't have to use the crown very often, which is good. My old one was automatic, but you do have to wake it up by winding the crown a bit, and you do have to adjust the date every now and then, depending on the months and whatnot. The lugs on the Boulton are a little bit larger than on the DolceVita. These are really short and kind of difficult to put a spring bar in there. I've already scraped it a little bit there, trying to swap the strap when I first got it. Yeah. They both have nice case backs. The Boulton's is mirrored, and like I said, it curves around the wrist like that. I love the Hamilton logo. That is so cool. And the font they use is great too. The DolceVita's is brushed with some really nice etching on there. Yeah, they're both great looking. Now the Boulton's case back is screwed on at the corners there, where this is a friction fit case back. And the dial on the Hamilton Boulton looks really good. It has kind of a silvery touch to it, so it's not just stark white. That sub dial there is done really well. It's inset and just looks great. The Roman numerals are really nice. I like the way they were done. The hands are great too. Yeah, that's a really great looking dial. And it's kind of difficult to see the almost silvery touch to it on camera, but in person it looks really cool. The DolceVita dial is an absolute rock star. Look at that. That guilloche pattern is everywhere. The indices are kind of blue in hue. The hands are also blued. The hands are also blued. You can kind of see them there. It's difficult to get that on camera without the light washing them out. The sub-seconds there is done really well. It is slightly inset. Yeah, just brilliant dial. The hands on this are fun. Very cool. So what's great about both of these watches is you have options. So these two are the quartz variants. The Boulton is also available in an automatic version, but it's bulkier than this one, which is why I opted for this particular piece. But if you're looking for a larger dress watch, you might want to look into the automatic Hamilton Boultons. And the DolceVita also has automatic variants as well as different dial designs. So you can get batten markers, stuff like that. So it's really cool having options. But yeah, both these watches are just brilliant. So let's see what they look like when they're on your wrist. Here is the Hamilton Boulton on my 7-inch wrist. And when you see this in person, it's crazy how it really hugs your wrist. Sometimes tonneau or tank-shaped watches just look like a square sitting on top of your arm. This one really kind of form-fits to you. It's great looking. I really like the thinness to the case. Yeah, that is a great looking watch. But I've never worn this nearly as much as I've worn my DolceVita. And there it is, look at that. That is just quintessential tank style dress watch. Like I said, I have been wearing this watch nearly non-stop ever since I got it. Definitely had it on the wrist every day. And it's just so cool looking. That size I feel is perfect. I feel like this is definitely a unisex watch, but whatever, Longines. Absolutely gorgeous. So both of these watches are brilliant and amazing looking watches, but there's something magical about a tank style watch. The tonneau case is great and all, but yeah, if I had to choose between these two, the DolceVita definitely wins. But as of right now, I think I'll be keeping both of them. So there you have it, two absolutely brilliant dress watches. However, there just is nothing quite like an actual tank style watch. The tonneau shaped pieces just don't have that magic quite as much. But they are both gorgeous watches. Thanks for watching.